Do you ever feel overwhelmed with your finances? I mean, who doesn't? At some point, you're going to experience a feeling of overwhelm or maybe even anxiety. And today, you're going to learn some easy steps to help you simplify your finances, whether it's you, your kids, your parents, whoever it is. And you can help them apply it or you can apply it. So please stay tuned. Hi, I'm Annette Bau, host of the Wealth Inside and Out podcast and founder of the Millionaire Insider. My mission is to help you simplify the money game so you can create a financially secure and fulfilled life without having to have a PhD or spend countless hours on your finances. You're going to learn how to think like a millionaire, stop worrying about money and wondering if your financial house is truly in order, and instead spend your time doing what you love. With over 3 decades advising 7, 8, and even 9-figure millionaires, and now joining that elite group, I'm in a unique position to help you make the best financial choices so you can create a secure financial future and retirement you love. This is the Wealth Inside and Out podcast. To access your free financial checkup to make sure your affairs are in order, you can go to themillionaireinsider.com/FC. This free checkup is similar to a medical checkup. It's to make sure everything's okay. I mean, everyone thinks, okay, I've got to have an annual exam every year, every other year, because it's just smart. But just like a medical checkup, having a financial checkup is absolutely critical to make sure that your affairs are in order and to help you ensure you're going to create a financially secure future so you don't have to worry about money and you can enjoy your life now and in retirement. So again, themillionaireinsider.com/FC. Today's free resource is our financial freedom formula. You can go to themillionaireinsider.com/FFG. This guide is the first step to help you look at your big picture financial plan and make sure you can get your affairs in order and, more importantly, simplify your financial life. When your financial house is in order, it's a lot easier to handle finances. When it's really chaotic and out of control, it's much more difficult. This guide is going to help you bring it all together in 3 simple steps. So again, themillionaireinsider.com/FFG. MillionaireSeries.com copyrights all materials and intellectual property. This information is for educational purposes only. It is not intended to replace any advisor or specialist or to provide any investment, financial, tax, retirement planning, or healthcare advice. By accessing the content, you agree to hold MillionaireSeries.com and its affiliates harmless for results achieved or not achieved. For today's show notes, you can go to themillionaireinsider.com/69. So let's dive into 8 ways to simplify your finances. Number 1, consolidate your accounts. The first place I'd start is with checking, and then I'd focus in on savings. It is amazing. I have seen people literally have 15 different checking and savings accounts. I'm like, what? How do you keep track of them? And these are people where they're like jointly owned or individually owned, and they just have all kinds of accounts. Now, it makes sense that you're going to need to have different accounts for your businesses, like if you have a business or an LLC. But when you have several accounts that are either owned personally, individually, or in your trust, it doesn't make as much sense. Now, the exception to that is some couples may want to have their own checking or savings account. Sometimes it just makes people feel more secure. Sometimes it's needed because one partner is a spendthrift. But when possible, consolidate your accounts. It will definitely simplify your finances. All right, the next area is in brokerage accounts. Now, some people believe it's better to diversify their assets among firms. Now, I get it. If you have an unethical advisor or God forbid somebody steals money from you, it's a problem. But another option is to do more research on the front end, meaning research who you're going to hire to make sure they're a really good advisor. And if they're a really good advisor, then you can have one advisor. You don't need to have 3 or 4. You want to make sure that they have a good reputation, that they don't have complaints, all those things. On a side note, when you have several people managing your money, one of the biggest problems is it's very difficult to be adequately optimized as far as your investments. And what you'll typically see in a situation like that is there's overlap. So you think you are a moderate growth investor, and yet you either are taking too little risk or too much because the three different advisors you have are not communicating. Sometimes you'll see a real heavy weight in certain assets and a really small weight in others. So it's really important that you have somebody coordinating the big picture, either you or an advisor. The next area to consolidate that I see a lot of people could really simplify their life is in retirement accounts. Most people have several of them. Now, if you work for a company or you're still actively employed, you may have a 401k or defined benefit or a profit sharing. But once you retire, you can take that 401k and roll it into an IRA and you can invest it wherever you want to. Oftentimes, the fees on rolling that over and investing it somewhere else are going to be cheaper than what you have been paying. You have to look at the fees. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But you can basically have the money invested however you want, and you can simplify your life. Separate entities need to stay separate. So you might have an IRA, a Roth IRA, defined benefit, whatever you may have, those have to stay separate. But a lot of them can be combined into your IRA, or if you have two Roths, you can convert those into one. That is something that really will simplify your life. Number two is to eliminate paperwork. Now, some of you probably grew up like I did, where we love paper, we love books, and it's like, oh no, I don't want to get all this electronically. But I will say this much. Having it all consolidated online where you can get it at push of a button and you can keep it organized in your files, in my opinion, is priceless. I encourage you to touch the paper one time. So whether it is online or it's in your computer, you're going to view it, you're going to either delete it or you're going to file it and you're done with it. That, my friends, simplifies your life. All right, the next thing, which is so helpful in so many areas of your life, including your money, to simplify it, is to learn to say no. And we get bombarded with offers and opportunities and much more. And it's so easy to lose focus and say yes to the chatter just to get it to end, right? But saying yes to anything, in essence, says no to something else. Saying yes to buying a $5 latte every day is saying no to, if you're $5 times 30, 150 is to saving 150 or putting 150 in your emergency fund or putting 150 in your child's college fund or taking your family out to dinner. A yes here means a no here. Because the money we have, no matter how much money you have, it's finite. You're saying yes to certain things, and it means you're saying no to others. No one has an infinite amount of money. Now, I get it. You say, oh, the universe supplies me money, and I get it. But the reality of it is the amount of money you have right now is finite. And so you got to be really clear on that, and you want to be aware of it. Learning to say no is absolutely critical. Being able to say yes to a trip we want to take might be okay. But if it means saying no to that early retirement you want to take, you got to evaluate that. What are you saying yes to? What are you saying no to? And what I find really helpful, and this may not be you, it may be your parents, it may be your kids, but what I find super helpful is what I'm going to say yes to in line with what I want to achieve. Before I was debt-free, which I've been debt-free for now 20 years, but before I was debt-free, I would say, is this in line with what I want to do? And if it meant spending money on consumable items that I might want, but I didn't really need, and it meant that I could not pay down our final debt, which was the mortgage on our home, then I'd look at that and say, no, I don't really need it. Number 4 is eliminate debt. Debt doesn't just cost you money, it drains your energy and it takes up so much of your time. You end up spending valuable time tracking your debt, time making payments on your debt, and worrying about possibly paying it off. Or, God forbid, one of your partners or your children loses their job and now you're going to have to pay their debt. I mean, it's just not a great situation. If it feels overwhelming to get rid of debt, hire a money coach to help you or look around to try to find some free resources. A lot of people just want to consolidate your debt, but there are agencies and programs that can help with debt. So look into that. If you are committed to paying off your debt, start with high interest rate debt first. Then you can go to your car and then you can go to your mortgage. But living debt-free, as I've shared before, is one of the best decisions I've ever made. And I've been debt-free for literally 40 years and it is priceless. And I was just having a conversation with one of my friends, and she's also debt-free, but she said, through a business deal, she was able to get a loan with 0% interest for like 5 years. And so she did that. And then they're just paying the loan off in 5 years, and then she can use the money. So something like that makes sense as long as you have a plan on how to pay it off. And as long as you're not going into debt with high interest rates. That's a big no-no. Number 5, you want to cancel services you don't need or use. The majority of people have subscriptions they are paying for but not using. Many people have several subscriptions, such as music apps or memberships or even magazines that they're paying for, but they are not using. I own so much of a certain stock, and that certain stock happens to have music tied to it. And I thought, well, I guess I'm kind of giving the money back to myself. So I splurged, and I'm spending like $9 or $10 a month to have unlimited music, which I've never done in my life. I always just would download the one song I like. And then one day I'm like, oh, why am I doing this? I think I can afford $10 a month. It's kind of embarrassing to say, but it's good. That's why I'm wealthy, right? What I noticed is that both of my kids also have downloadable music. And so I said, why don't we do a family plan? A family plan, you can pay like $20 a month and everyone gets it. So we haven't done that yet, but I mean, it's a waste of money and it's something that can be easily set up. So that's something that isn't on my agenda. And it's something I see a lot of people do is that they're spending money and they don't have to spend money. All right, number 6, you want to increase your income. When possible, do the activities you need to do so you can earn more money in the least amount of time. That's going to simplify your life. It's going to give you more free time. It's going to give you more choices. So if you're a salaried employee, or maybe your child is, encourage them to increase their skills so that they can earn more or get a better paying job. Now, if you're an independent contractor or self-employed, you want to ideally delegate administrative tasks, especially the ones that take a lot of your time and that keep you from doing the income producing activities that are going to allow you to have more money so that you can retire early, save money, have money for whatever you want it to. This is going to dramatically simplify your life as well as reduce your overhead. And it's going to allow you to worry less and enjoy life more. So it's a powerful one. Number 7, reduce the sources of financial information you get. Now, it's important that you get information, and I'm so glad you're listening to this podcast and me, and that you're taking advantage of all the years of experience I have. That said, it's important to get accurate financial information from somebody who's qualified. But the problem is, so many people get addicted to it, and they're getting so many pieces of information from so many people, some who are qualified, some aren't. It can be very deafening, meaning you just tune it out, and it can also increase the mental clutter and the exhaustion because actually that mental chatter and that energy that is out there because you've not dealt with something or because you're getting too much stimulation or too much information can be worse than actually going through the process and doing what you need to do. And so I encourage you to find couple, 1 or 2 people that you enjoy or you like, and then listen to them. Now, if you hire an advisor, find the right advisor and hire one advisor. You can have a financial advisor, and then you can have a CPA and attorney, but one really good quarterback, which is typically the financial advisor. And then as long as you've done the research and they're qualified and they're ethical, listen to them, follow them, and don't get distracted. That's going to simplify your life big time. Now, this also goes for information on TV. I see a lot of people that it's gone down less, but I used to see people that would just 24/7, they're on their TV. And I know because I call them up and I could hear it in the background. Now, with all the turmoil that's going on politically, I see a lot more people tuning that out. But the reality of it is we want to get good information from a source or 2, but not so much that it is complicating our life or it's exhausting us. Less information allows you to focus and to simplify your financial and personal life. And then 8, hire a qualified advisor. A qualified advisor can help you simplify your finances so you have more time to enjoy your life and do what you love. Before hiring an advisor, determine where you need support. Do you need it in your estate plan, your retirement plan, tax plan, insurance plan, financial plan? And then find an advisor who specializes in the area you need. If you have questions or you need specific help in an area, you can go to themillionaireinsider.com/support-request. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. So let's really quickly recap. Number one, you want to consolidate your accounts. That includes your checking, your savings, your brokerage accounts, your retirement accounts. Number two, eliminate paperwork when possible. Start working online, get trained, and simplify your life. Learn to say no graciously. You don't even have to be rude when you say no. You can say, thank you so much for asking me. Thank you so much for the opportunity. At this time, I'm unable to say yes, but think of me next time. And maybe next time will be better. Or don't even say that. Just say, thank you so much. Unfortunately, right now is not a good time. End of discussion. Stephen Covey's wife shares a story how she did that. And it was just beautiful. She didn't even say no. She just said, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And then she realized everything she'd committed to. And she's like, unfortunately, right now, I just can't help you. Now, she did say, call me next time. Maybe I can help you next time. But you got to make sure you want him to call you next time. 4, eliminate debt. Oh, I think debt is such a mental drain. Sucks your money, sucks your time, requires you to earn more money. It's not ideal. And the only exception to that, obviously, is if you have a really low interest rate loan and you're earning a lot more money, like in a guaranteed account, then maybe temporarily it's okay. But generally, I recommend just getting rid of debt because it's just priceless. Like the peace of mind I get from not having debt, I couldn't put a price tag on it. It's not worth $1 billion. It's priceless. 5, cancel services you don't use or bundle them. Get a family plan like I'm going to do. 6, increase your income. Laser focus on what makes you money so you can work when you need to work and then quit and you have money. You have more money than you need. You can save what you want so you can enjoy your life now and your retirement. 7, reduce the sources of financial information. Limit it. Get it from 1 or 2 good sources and then that's it. And then 8, hire a qualified advisor. It's priceless. Having a good advisor is, oh my gosh, it's going to pay you back huge dividends, whether it's a financial advisor, whether it is a CPA, whether it's an attorney, priceless. So there you have it. Now, wasn't that easy? All you need to do is just start with one and then the next and then the next. If you love the content of this podcast, please follow and subscribe to our channel so you get notified of episodes, and also give us a 5-star review and share a comment. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on taking another step to create a financially free life you love. If you're not sure about your financial future or that it's in order, or you are ready to stop worrying about money or possibly the fear of becoming a bag lady, ending up broke in retirement, or you simply are ready to know your financial house is in order so that you can have a bright financial future, please go to themillionaireinsider.com/NSF. And that doesn't stand for non-sufficient funds. It stands for Next Step Finance. It's the next best step of what you need to do so you can avoid an NSF notice in your future. Again, themillionaireinsider.com/NSF. The number of women who were not broke or poor while working or married is staggering. The entire mission of the Wealth Inside and Out podcast is to ensure you have the information for you, your family, your friends, anyone who's willing to listen to it and apply it so that you can create a financially free life you love. Again, themillionaireinsider.com/NSF. Until our next episode, take one action that will help you create a financially free life you love. I'm Annette Ba'u, your host. All international copyrights are reserved. Bye for now.